everybody, it's Catrice from When Models Talk. Thank you so much for tuning in. Today is going to be an amazing live, and let me just point out where you can reach or where you can hear When Models Talk, not just on my Instagram at Real K Belly, but also you can check out the podcast for When Models Talk on Spotify, Anchor, Pocket Cast, Google Podcasts, Overcast, Breaker, Podcast, and Radio Cast. And also, you can check out all of the YouTube videos for When Models Talk on Models Like Me YouTube. All right? And of course, you have Instagram, which is Models Like Me Consulting Agency on Instagram, as well as my account. And some of the episodes will be on Facebook under Catrice Bailey. But thank you so much for tuning in. So today we have a very special guest that when she comes on, we'll talk about all the things that she's doing, she has done, and what her future looks like. It's going to be a very amazing live because we got a lot to talk about. We're going to have a conversation about just a whole bunch of different stuff when it pertains to modeling, business, mentoring, Runway. We have so many good things in store for everybody that I'm excited, because even when me and her had a previous conversation, it was really good and I learned a lot. So as soon as she comes on, we're going to do that. The reason why I wanted her to come on When Models Talk is because she has so much experience and she's done so many things business-wise as a model. And I've been saying for a while that as models, we need to start creating our own, especially when we learn everything that we need to. Well, it's always going to be some learning that needs to be done, but it's time to start creating our own things and, creating our own fashion shows, Bella. Creating our own, everything when it comes to what we already do. What do we get paid for? Let's start creating it ourselves so we can get more money and also help people that's coming. Like, start creating your own. If you want to do a fashion show and you ain't getting booked for a fashion show, create your own fashion show. Get a team and make it happen. And it could be upscale. It could be something that's, you just got to plan it. If you plan it properly and get the right people, you can get it done. A lot of times when I would plan things, I would think of things and want things to happen. It takes a decision, and that's what we're about to learn from the real Latoya on how she's doing it all. She's about to bring all those nuggets that people need to hear when it pertains to business, especially in fashion and Runway and just everything in the model industry, and how to be a philanthropist too. I'm learning more and more about her. But yeah, her nuggets that she about to drop is definitely all good information. So definitely get a pen and a piece of paper, because it's gonna be good stuff. And I'm excited because the more. Okay, wait a minute. Oh, awesome! Here she comes. Oh, hold on. Wait a minute. All right. All right. Hey, lady, all that hair.
Hey. Yeah. It has been a long day today.
I know. I see you out there doing a little bit of everything. You got a lot going on.
Yes. Oh, yes.
But I'm loving all that hair, though. I just needed to get right here near my boob, and I'm good. I'm happy for life. I my hair to do. So I ain't got to wear hair no more, because I'll be acting like I'm Joan from Girlfriends.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I think I'm about tired of all of this. It's too much. This pandemic got me appreciating the job of a hairdresser. Okay.
Girl, I'm my own hairstylist because I'm too cheap.
Look, man. Look.
Money. No, I think I'm very frugal. I think about where my money's going and where it can be applied somewhere else.
Oh yeah, definitely. Oh, definitely.
I'll do it myself, depending on what I'm doing. Put it that way.
True.
Because remember, you saw me the other day, and this is not it.
Oh yeah, you did put those in. Okay, look at the
I did.
skill.
I popped these things right on in because I was like,
Oh
look, that
yeah.
kid get on here, he looking crazy. I can't do it. No.
Look,
My
I
kid
try.
is disappointed.
I was gonna pop some lashes on, and
Girl, you
look
good. That's
all.
natural beauty. What you talking about?
Look,
That's natural beauty.
look. I was like, look, man. They had me at the airport for like almost 4 hours. I'm like,
Oh,
oh my
wow.
goodness, like y'all. I got to go.
Well, now that you're here,
Yeah.
I'm excited. So for everybody, this is Latoya Scott. And let me break down everything Latoya does, y'all. And some of the stuff I'm not going to even say because at the end of the day, yeah, she do a lot. Okay, so she is a model, a producer, a military wife. Let's get that correct. A military wife, an actor, a coach, an entrepreneur, a mentor. She is the founder of FTM Fashion Week and Final Touch Models.
Yeah.
And Farbe magazine, y'all. So that's just some of the stuff she does.
Yes.
She out here
Hey,
helping
Bella.
people. She out here helping feed people, during this pandemic.
Whew. Girl, that's my workout. That's where I get my steps in, okay? Look, we be loading the truck, unloading the truck, setting up the tents, breaking down the tents. I lugging boxes. That's where I get my steps in.
And do you take the kids along with you?
Oh yeah.
See?
Oh yeah. Look, when I tell you they love giving away food, they be like, Mommy giving away food today? Yay, we can help. Yay. I'm like, good. Well, I'm glad y'all excited because we're definitely gonna put y'all to work.
I know that's right. And that's good that you're teaching them early about all of this.
So yeah, definitely.
Older, that's something that they're like, nope. Just like when somebody said that somebody like their parent took them to what is it called, like protests and different things like that to help people and do so much, and then you wind up when they get older, it's like they're doing the same thing, that goodness that they were taught when they were younger. So,
yeah.
Go ahead, girl, keep doing it. I said the mother. Yes, she's a mother.
Oh yes, I'm a mother.
Yes. And
yes.
It was something else, but I'm gonna wind up going over it anyway during our live.
Okay.
But yes, y'all, this is the real Latoya Scott. That's her Instagram. The real Latoya Scott.
Hold on, she said her future kids. Her future kids.
Bella, Miss Bella. Okay.
Yes.
So to break the ice real quick, we're gonna do a quick game called Mentally Stimulate Me.
Okay.
And before we get into our topic.
Okay.
So this is what the game looks like right here.
Oh.
As a matter of fact, this is the other deck that I got. That one too.
Oh, okay.
It's from a guy called Derek Jackson. So I'm gonna ask you a question, and all you gotta do is answer A, B, C, or D. Or if you don't like any of those, pick your own. Say your own.
Okay.
Okay. So, first question. All right. A guy comes over a girl's house and sees the trash is full. What should he do? A, place it by the door and take it out as he leaves. B, let her know it's full and offer to take it out. C, push it down so it's not ready to be taken out until after he leaves. D, leave it. Taking it out is a husband's privilege. Which one?
All right, okay. So is he over my house because I'm cooking for him? Like, are we about to break bread? Because if we about to break bread, the least he can do is take the trash out. because that's one thing I don't like touching trash. I don't like touching trash, and I don't like touching the little gas handle. I will ride on fumes to get home and be like, Boo, can you go ahead and take that to the gas station? Go ahead and fill that tank up, because I'm trying to go to the gas station. I'm just now, granted, if when I wasn't married, I took it to the gas station, because I was married. But if I'm dating somebody, even when I was dating, no, if I'm dating you, you gonna fill up my tank. I didn't ask you to fill it up with your card. You ain't even got to fill it up with your card. But what you're gonna do is you're gonna come with me to the gas station. You gonna pump that gas. Like, you gonna pump that gas. You gonna take my trash out. You're gonna do all that, because I ain't doing that. If we dating, I ain't doing all that.
Exactly. No. First of all, he over your house.
And you're going to do it when you come in, because then you can wash your hands and all that stuff, and then we can go ahead and break bread. Ain't no, I'm going to do it when I leave, because then you're going to be too tired. You're going to have an itis. And nobody got time for that. No.
So, I don't know which one that was, but we got your answer.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, what I would be excited about is if he sees it and he automatically is like, let me get that. And it's not,
exactly.
and not even pointing it out to me, just automatically doing it.
Just do it. Yeah, just automatically do it. You get cool points for that. Matter of fact, I'm about to bake you some nice hot cookies just for that.
Nice hot cookies. I can't with you.
Nice hot cookies. You about to get these nice hot cookies just for that.
Girl. Now,
chocolate
next question. Okay. The best way for someone to prove they miss you. A, call you and leave a thoughtful voicemail if you don't pick up. B, send you a pic of a memory you two made. C, tag you in a funny meme on IG. D, show up to your house with tacos.
Oh!
I can't wait.
Oh! That was D. Yeah. I'm gonna have to say D all the way. If you show up to my house with any type of platters, you are my best of friends. Okay.
No, that's right.
Yeah.
Look. My thing is, food gets me too.
Yes, come on. Especially if it's like a good taco place too. Like, they be having those fancy tacos, and they be having like their special signature sauce and stuff. And when he get a bonus if he throw in it the extra sauce, because the people be being stingy for sauces. So if he got like an extra container of sauce, yeah,
girl,
you got my. Oh yeah, I can tell you miss me.
So we gonna go with
tacos. Taco Tuesday.
If you show up with everything, if you really miss me and you show up with everything I like flowers, food, whatever it is, cool points all the way. Because that's just stuff that I love.
You straight up getting cool points for some food, man. Because I can't eat flowers. So
I like flowers.
My husband, I like flowers. My husband, he would he'll send me flowers every once in a while, but he know my heart. Now, like, especially like if I'm stressing out, because all the stuff I do, like sometimes I have my days, I have my moments where I'm overwhelmed. And next thing I know, he'll leave, come back in the house, and he got my favorite candy bar with some donut sticks.
Oh, you said some donut sticks.
I'll be like, oh, this is exactly what I needed. But then the next day he'll be like, all right, we about to go on this hike real quick because you ain't about to get fat on me. Like, what? Like, okay.
I'm here for that. I'm here for that hike now.
Oh, yeah, girl. But look, my husband a Marine, okay? So I don't be trying to work out with him all the time because he be too extra.
That's right. Look.
I be like, look, I enjoying the service, okay?
He said,
no, no.
But yes. Okay, so I have more questions, but because of time, and I want to make sure that everybody gets all the information possible, we're going to get into these topics.
All right.
So, the topics are FTM, Fashion Week.
Yes.
And also the Final Touch models. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about boot camp, runway, model marketing, which a lot of people don't know what model marketing is, so we're about to explain that.
Oh, yeah.
Farbe, I said it right, right?
Yes, you did. Look at
Awesome.
you. Okay.
Differences in modeling, such as like when it pertains to YouTube models, Instagram models, and regular models, which are the real models. I'm just gonna put it out
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're gonna talk about transitioning Crab and Seafood Festival, which is coming up.
Oh, look, that's why my hair all out of sorts. Building stuff and counting stuff and getting stuff together. I'm just
Yes.
ready. I'm ready. Can 2020 just go already so I can take a break?
Nope, it ain't done yet, and you got a lot more to do.
Uh,
Summer camp, which just finished, I believe.
yes.
Networking, uh, military spouse of the year, which is something that you won this year.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that right now since we're on the topic. She won the 2020 Armed Forces Insurance Marine Corps Base Camp Lejeune Spouse of the Year.
Yes.
I'm just saying, out of everybody, she won it, y'all, which means a lot. That says a
Yeah.
lot about a person.
Yeah. And you have to be nominated for it too, so it was pretty cool.
Aww.
It was pretty cool that, somebody was like, "Oh, let's nominate Toya." I was like, because when I found out about it, because when you get nominated, you have to accept the nomination and then go on the website and put your bio up and your picture up. Girl, I was like 24 hours to the deadline of that. So when I found out about it, because I didn't get the email, and so when I found out, the person who nominated me was like, "Hey, so are you filling out your, did you get an email from, the military?" And I'm like, "What? No, I ain't get no email." And then when she realized I didn't know what she was talking about, she had to tell me that, she nominated me, and I'm like, "Oh my gosh!" And so I was like, "Oh, well, let me hurry up and fill this out." And then one of my girlfriends, she looked at my bio and she was like, "You have like 3 things on here. I'm gonna need you to dig a little deeper and actually have a nice bio." And I was like, "Oh, I just thought they wanted to hear like 2, 3 things." She was like, "No, I know you did more than that." And so she helped me with my bio, got the bio up, got my picture up in time, and then I won.
I know that's right. Well, congratulations.
Thank you. Yes, it's pretty cool. I got some stuff from the Second Lady Pence. She gave me like a letter. I got some jewelry from her. It was pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
Yes, we take jewelry anytime.
Yeah, right. I thought it was cool. Just somebody on that level, just recognizing all the stuff you do, and I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm like, hold on, what? She should have got it sooner, y'all. But yes. So, also, let me make sure. Okay, we're also going to talk about the model Bible.
Ooh, yes.
Okay, so first, I want to start off by saying, how did you get into modeling? How did that all come about?
I was, every girl's story. I was a tomboy, cute tomboy, from what I was told. And my mom was tired of me running around looking like, acting like a boy and beating up people. So she put me in some pageants. By this time, I think I was 16 for my first pageant. And I didn't win. But at the pageant, they had like little buttons that people can purchase for all the contestants, and people wear your buttons. And I sold out of buttons. And so everybody was like, "Oh my goodness, like you sold out all the buttons. Like that is amazing. Nobody's ever done that before." And so here go me and my head, because all my friends be like, "Yeah, your head grew like 5 times that day." I was like, whatever. So I'm like, "Oh, I'm cute. People think I'm cute. Oh, what?" And so ever since then, I was like, "Okay, I'm gonna do a pageant at least once a year." And I started doing pageants once a year. I did Miss Philadelphia.
Yes.
I believe that was Miss America, Miss Philadelphia. So I did that. I did not win again, but I won Best Talent. So it was pretty cool. So it was still a pretty cool experience. I got like a little sash and a couple $100, and that was cool. And then after that, I was just, by that time, I was over it. I was getting too old. And then I started a different direction because I realized pageantry wasn't really something that I really wanted to get into. It was real, it just wasn't my thing. And
Yeah.
so, but it was something I did still want to do stuff in that industry, just not pageantry. And
Yeah.
so that's when I started doing I started, when you in that industry, you meet people, and
Yeah.
then those same people are all go to the same event, same audition, and stuff like
Mhm.
that. So I just start running into people, and they'll be like, "Hey, are you going to this audition?" Oh, well, now I am. And so, and that's how I started getting into it, because I started going to all the auditions and getting
Mhm.
picked for stuff. Like, okay, well,
Yeah.
they like my look. I'm good. I'm good. All right. And so, yeah, that's how I got into it. And then it was just this one audition that I went to, and they were like, "You're too black and too fat, and you're not what I'm looking for." And I was just like, "Okay,
Wow.
I'm gonna start my own agency." And I did actually. so
And
so that's how that started.
so, and your agency that you started is called
Final
Final
Touch
Touch
Models.
Models.
Yes.
So, with Final Touch Models, how was that process of getting that off its feet and making that happen?
So it when I first started, I of course didn't have Final Touch Models. I had like Empire Models.
Mm-hmm.
And then I switched the name. My uncle, who is blind, who's also a serial entrepreneur, helped me with the name. He was like, "Why don't you do like Final Touch or something?" I was like, "Oh, I'm doing it." So I went with that. And so it started out with, it was more, the concept was more so models helping models.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was like a place, like a safe place where, we'll all just like communicate with each other, tell
Mm-hmm.
each other like auditions, and kind of like, if I know something, I'm gonna train you and help you. If you know something, you train me and help me. And
Okay.
that's how I started it out. And then from there, we kind of all just helped each other. Like, so when I started getting auditions for movies and commercials and stuff like that, I would, share it with everybody. And
Yeah.
we all, it was actually about 10 of us actually on the set of the movie Annapolis, because
Mm-hmm.
we all went to the audition. But it was only, I want to say it was only me who went through to be one of the featured extras. And so that was a pretty cool experience, because I was able to work very closely with like James Franco and Tyrese. So that was a really cool experience.
Okay. Hmm. Get your acting in.
Get my acting in, just a little bit.
Yes. So when it comes to do you prefer when it comes to acting, is that something you during that time you feel like you had a passion for, or was it something like, okay, because I'm modeling, I'm gonna try this too and see where it takes me?
Because I'm modeling, I'm gonna try it too. I wasn't going to turn down any audition,
Mm-hmm.
especially if it was still within the entertainment field,
Mm-hmm.
uh, because I am a big I'm a big teacher of learn it all.
Mm-hmm.
Find out what you like, what you love. Don't
Mm-hmm.
just stick with one thing, because once that season is over for that one thing, you're going to need something else to pick it up once when that season is over. So
Mm-hmm.
I try to tell people, be multi-talented, because in this industry you have to be,
Mm-hmm.
because there are seasons for everything. Like, there's seasons for modeling, there's seasons for acting, there's seasons for runway, there's season for
Mm-hmm.
print. So you need to learn, you need to be a little vast when it comes to this industry, because if you're not,
Mm-hmm.
you're going to be trying to figure out why, you're not, why your career is not moving.
Yeah.
And you have to make sure you keep your face in the place, like, because if you're not keeping active and keeping your face always in the mix of everything, then nobody's gonna know who you are, and everybody's gonna be like, okay, well, we don't know who she is. Why would we pick her? But if your face is always
Mhm.
popping up stuff, good stuff, not just not this little
Yeah.
rinky dink little events in the neighborhood. We're not talking about little Shay Shay's event that just happened at the birthday party, barbecue, block
Yeah.
party. We're talking about some actual events that meaningful events that actually have
Yeah.
some meaningful people sitting in the audience.
Yeah.
When keep having your face popping up, it's just like us when we're at the auditions and we keep
Yeah.
seeing each other. We're going to get to know each other. We're going to want
Yeah.
to want to keep knowing each other. And it's the same thing. And speaking from a producer standpoint, when you keep seeing those same models, it's like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, well, she's really working. She's about her business. She really know what she's doing. And people are following this model. People actually come to
Yeah.
see this model. It's just things to know. You just want to make sure you staying in the mix, staying active. And so
And
just make
in a
sure you're
sense,
well
kind
versed
of
in the industry.
in a sense, like staying relevant. Is that like what?
Yes. Staying relevant. Yes.
Okay.
In a
Okay.
good way is what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah. In a
Yeah.
good way.
Yes.
Yes. We
Don't
try
go
to.
out there don't start trying to, do your own Mardi Gras on Instagram.
Yes. Doing the most.
Yes.
Cause sometimes people put up stuff and you be like, come on now, come on.
Yeah. Come on. You ain't have to show them all the goods. Like just
Yeah,
cover it up a little bit. Just a little
exactly.
bit.
So let's get into FTM Fashion Week because you are the creator, the founder. So
Yes.
people need to know because I know a lot of times people think about when it comes to modeling, they're like a lot of people stick to just modeling instead of thinking about I can do other things besides that. I've been around long enough. Like, what else can I create? And a lot of models don't think,
Yes.
oh, I can create my own fashion week. What? So, so share what was the process like of that coming to life?
Oh, wow, that was a process. So let's be clear, okay? So I was pretty well versed in a lot of areas before I started Fashion Week. So I wasn't just like a model and just was like, oh, let me start my own Fashion Week. So I already had a passion for event planning and
Mm-hmm.
putting together events and functions. Like I was the one in the family that everybody called, like, hey, Toya, we want to have a barbecue. Make it happen. Okay. Toya, I'm pregnant. I need a baby shower. Make it
Yeah.
happen. All right. And and I would do it. So it was already something that I had in me. Um, and then more importantly, I was already working with different shows in New York,
Mm-hmm.
doing backstage coordinating and coordinating the models, getting everything together backstage. So I knew I was very well versed in that area, in the backstage aspect of productions.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so when the opportunity came, when somebody, suggested that I make my own show here in Jacksonville, I was just like, oh, I mean, yeah, why not? I pretty much do know what goes on backstage. I mean, how hard can it be to, for everything else?
Yeah.
Extremely hard, okay?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's how that came about. And then I pretty much just enlisted a lot of my New York friends that I've been helping all these years. Like, yeah, y'all gonna have to come out here and make some cameos, at least for my first two or three fashion weeks.
Yeah.
And they did, and it was pretty awesome. Like I'm appreciative for that. Nicholas Pavinsky came the first year. He's from a famous designer from Project Runway. He came the first year. I
Mm-hmm.
had some McGall come the first, I want to say, 3 years, and then and a few other people. It was pretty cool. Bianca Golden came,
Mm-hmm.
I want to say, the first 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Dory Amy for 2 years. I want
Mm-hmm.
to say it was the third and the fourth year. It was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. And then ever since then, we just keep bringing more people. We have Cynthia Bailey came last year, so
Yes.
that was cool. And this year we
Mm-hmm.
have Kiki Bryant coming, so should be amazing.
So, question:
Yes.
What if, as far as this year, it didn't happen yet, right?
Nope. It's going to happen in November.
Okay, got you. I knew that. I knew that. What
Yep,
is
November. That is going to happen in November. So that's why I'm like, I'm just ready for 2020 to be over. Man, everything is so hard trying to incorporate COVID and everything.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a process, but it's definitely a learning curve. So I
Yeah.
have a business partner, and so me and my business partner, we always joke like, man, if we can make it through doing events during COVID, we can make it through anything.
Yeah.
Like,
I agree.
look,
I agree. A lot of people, and I think a lot of people are like, I just want to get out the house. I want to.
pretty much,
I want to
yes.
go somewhere. That's why I keep on telling everybody, like, next year, it's going to be an event after event after event. It's like a weekend event every weekend next year.
Yes, it's gonna be an event every day. It's gonna be
Girl,
events happening during the
the
week.
weekdays.
Like, you tired after work? No, you're not. Come to this event.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hopefully, everybody got
Oh
more
yeah.
than enough money to make sure they pay for all these events that's going to be in store for
Oh
next year.
yeah, definitely. Oh,
And if
definitely. They
anybody
better
has
save them
event
stimulus
space,
checks.
huh?
They better save those stimulus checks.
Yeah, they better be saving it anyway if they can.
Uh, that's true.
But
If they can.
girl, look, the government been giving out stuff. I guess.
I
Jersey's a
guess.
little slow. They slow,
Oh,
but
they slow. Oh. Y'all
we
ain't
need
got
a
no
little.
food trucks over there. Y'all ain't got no food giveaways.
That you know what we do, and it's a good thing that I used to work for a nonprofit because then if somebody hits me up, I go like, okay, well, let me reach out to them and see what they got going on and how they can do it, and if somebody needs something. So I'm blessed in that way to know where people can go to get
Yeah,
help because there's a lot of people that
true.
need help, and it's crazy because you grow up like I know for me, I grew up very in poverty, so the stuff that they have today would have definitely been beneficial when I was growing up. I was like, y'all had all this time. We could have used y'all.
Oh
But
wow.
now, and it's a good thing now because they have so much more because of COVID, which is
Oh
a great
yeah.
thing. People just have to know where to go. A lot of people don't know where to go. That's the thing.
Yeah.
So,
A lot of people don't.
but yes. Now, your educational background when it comes to business and modeling. First of all, y'all, she has a whole degree in business. Mm.
Yeah.
So
Still
she ain't
paying
out
for
here
it.
talking about stuff. Oh, I'm doing this, not doing that. Ain't got nothing to back it up. She got something to back it up. And what are some people you have worked for, places you've worked for in the past that helped with your experience in the industry, or even trainings
Um,
you have had?
whew, geez. Well, I have been working since age 11, so
All right.
uh, so I've had plenty of job experiences. Um, but I would say the jobs that helped me to where I am now,
Mm-hmm.
I would have to say being the overseer for restoration broadcast media. It was a television network that I
Mm-hmm.
was working with, and the owner had that station plus like three restaurants.
Oh wow.
And so I was helping him with every single aspect of his business.
Yeah.
And then I had someone who I grew up with who had a cleaning business.
Mm-hmm.
And he wasn't good with like the paperwork, the websites, to technology, getting contracts. He was just good with his hands, like doing the actual labor.
Yeah.
And so he wanted to partner with me. And so I was like, okay, I could do this. And this is how it started. My coaching part started
Okay.
because I realized, I actually had a gift. And so I made the website, made the business cards,
Okay.
and made the agreements, the application, And then I got us some contracts with some pretty nice contracts with a few apartment complexes and with also with a few churches. And so he was
Yeah.
happy and I was just like, okay, cool. But then he moved to Florida and I was just like, and so yeah. So then I was just like, okay. I was like, well, that was pretty cool. And then I helped another guy with his painting company who had the same issue. It was like, yeah, I don't want to do all of that paperwork stuff. So just, just get me straight so I know, so, so I'm legit and stuff. And so I did that. And then I helped him land like a 80 grand contract. So
Yes.
it was pretty cool. So I was like, okay, I got this, I got this. And so, but this all happened before I started my business. So, um, and it was a pretty cool experience. And so that's why I knew it wouldn't be hard for me to start my own. Although it is sometimes when you're trying to do stuff for yourself,
Yeah.
it's a lot harder sometimes
Yeah.
to coach yourself, if that makes sense.
It makes sense.
So that's why I was even though I started this by myself, I was always looking for somebody that I can partner with that can fill the stuff that I didn't know how to do or that I couldn't fulfill by myself. And so
Yeah.
like my business partner, who is also a military spouse, she's actually a certified event planner.
Okay.
And so it helped me because I kind of fell into event planning where she actually does it. And so she was able to, do all the intricate details and all that stuff that I will always be missing. Cause I'm like, what? People, man, just sit in that chair. Here go a piece of paper. Sit down. And she's like, no, we need to put stuff back, put a bow on it, make it all nice. And I'm like,
Presentation.
Yeah, and I'm like, they ain't pay for all that. But since we've been partnered up, because we've been partnered up for almost 5 years now. So since we've been partnered up, that's like embedded in me now, because I'm like, oh gosh, wait, hold on, that can't go out if it does not look great. Yeah. Look, now everybody has folders with labels, and I'm like, look, I was giving out papers at the meetings, okay? Here's your paper with some to-do lists on there. It's like, no, we need a folder, nice pretty folder.
Yep. Presentation. Because I know I've been to so many events, and because it's a little about me is I love event planning. That was actually something that I love doing that type of stuff. Like, yeah, it's fun. And
it is. It really is fun.
And
weddings ain't. Let me put that out there. Weddings is not fun.
And it's a good thing that when I was working my old job, that was basically God took me out of one position to go into another position. Is basically like a gift. And I was like, yes, because I ran my own program, and it allowed me to not only learn about partnering with other people to have the event come together, but also gave me a creative mindset of, okay, how do I want this event? And it's just like, it's so much fun. And I love making people happy.
Yes.
They come in, they just smile, especially kids. I love working with kids.
Kids are the best. Now, but you gotta watch out for kids though, because they also tell you your truth too. This is a mess. I'll be like,
they sure will. They won't hold back at all.
No, not at all. They don't even care about your feelings. Okay.
Yes. But look, let's get into that, because you do a boot camp too. So let's talk about your boot camp.
So the boot camp, I teach the model ins and outs. So it's pretty much model 101. So it's not just runway. So I teach the ins and out of, what it takes to be a model, what it means to be a model, and then we go into runway. I end it with runway because I feel like runway is fun. Let's get the boring stuff out of the way. The so-called boring stuff that, you're really not trying to be here for. You just really wanted to put your shoes on and get on the runway.
Yeah.
So, but I teach the ins and outs of, what it takes to be a model, and as well as, what a model is.
Yeah.
So, and also I break down the difference between a manager, and a
Mhm.
model and an agent. Sorry, a manager and an agent, because a lot of people think they are one and the same, and they really are not.
All right now, so y'all heard, look, at the end of the day, and she's doing Zoom now because you know COVID, and she always in
Yeah. Yes.
and she always out down in what is it, Jacksonville?
Jacksonville, North Carolina.
Yes. So she's doing Zooms too. And when do you normally do your Zoom boot camps?
So I really haven't been, I really didn't have to do a Zoom boot camp this year. I did all of my boot camps and the summer camps in person this year. So
Oh,
everything I've done this year, I actually did in person still.
well,
Yeah.
that's good. Cause then,
Yeah.
but you may have to expand for those that aren't in Jacksonville.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to expand. I am. I'm gonna have to expand. So I have my virtual boot camps on my website,
Mhm.
but I did take them down, but I'm gonna put them back up. I'll probably put them back up in like a week or so. It has to be after all of these seafood festivals. So,
Yes, everything you got to do already.
yes.
Yes, I think it's very important to, because I've never really heard of a model boot camp, but I think it's so smart to do because you get so many people, like young girls, people that just starting out, even people that have been doing it for some time and they just still don't know some things. I still don't know some
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
So I think it's very important to attend, like just like you attend like a regular boot camp when it comes to business. Why not
Hmm.
something that's you're passionate about, especially runway, especially everything pertaining to a model. Some girls don't know that they are the mannequin and they're on the runway to show the clothes. And
Yes.
you just thinking
They
that she's
don't
just
know.
cute. You
Yeah. See, people like to skip the steps, and they like to think that the models are the necessity in a runway show, and that's actually not the case.
mm-hmm.
So, and that's coming from a producer standpoint. And it's like, people like, oh, well, they need to pay the models to be in the show because if it wasn't for the models, you wouldn't have a show. Not really, because we can actually just put mannequins up on the runway and just call it a day, if that be the case.
You could.
But but
She
you
said,
know
yep.
how many people, but you know how many people want to be a model? You know how many people want to be a model? Everybody want to be a model. I can pull 10 people out of a department store and say, hey, I need you on the runway. Would you like to be on the runway? Oh my gosh, yes, I would love the opportunity. I always wanted to be a model. I just thought I was too old and too fat. It's like, no, girl. And then you know what I can do? I can do a 2-hour class before the show, and guess what? I got models.
Yep. Sure.
Simple as that. But people, a lot of these new people, a lot of these new models, they get out here and they think, oh, y'all need me. No, I don't. Trust me, I don't. I'm
Now,
already paying $60,000 for this show. I don't have to pay you for nothing, because if I pay you, what am I getting back? Nothing.
she get on my
Girl,
nerves. She said nothing.
nothing. Nothing. Look, I was teaching a class. This is sliding into model marketing. But
Okay.
I was teaching a class and I was telling the models, at the end of the day, as a model, your ultimate goal is to get paid for your craft.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to understand the industry in order to get paid for the
She said
craft.
something.
Yeah. So so I told them, I said, as a producer, if I put Cynthia Bailey on my flyer,
Mm-hmm.
I really said Tyra Banks, but I'm gonna just say Cynthia Bailey since we actually brought Cynthia Bailey to our show.
Mm-hmm.
But if I put Cynthia Bailey on my flyer, how many tickets you think I'm gonna sell? Like, oh, you probably sell out that show.
Most likely.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much. I know. But what would happen if I put your face on my flyer? Oh, I can at least sell 20 tickets. I mean, proud, right? She was real proud. And I was like, ma'am, I can sell 20 tickets by myself in one day. That's just one day. That's not counting the whole week if I'm, hitting it the whole week. My
Mm-hmm.
daughter can sell 50. So why do I have to pay you?
All right, daughter.
Like, it's all about the money. If I'm a producer and I'm kicking out, 60 grand for a show, and that's just our little show. Like we ain't talking about, the real stage, like the New York Fashion Week,
Mm-hmm.
the head show, the major shows. The major shows, they kicking out 6 figures for their show
Yeah.
for production. So you have to look at it like what benefits them. And so I tell models, the one thing you can do is build up your brand, build up your fan base, build up, build up your resume. And it's not just your portfolio. So if runway shows is what you want to do and get paid for it, that's great. That's it's money there, if you know how to do it. Print is money, is definitely money there, and it's also money in being in a few movies and stuff. But if you want to make money off of everything you do, you need to build that up.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm a model, like for instance, if I was to do a show today or tomorrow, and I'm at an audition, I will tell them I can get you 100 tickets sold straight up just by me posting it, promoting it, and telling people I'm going to be in it.
Mm-hmm.
Hands down, I bet you that producer will say, we definitely got to make sure this model is in our show. And they probably will negotiate some type of fee for me.
All right, now.
That's 100 tickets that they don't have to sell.
Mm.
And if I can guarantee that, that's 100 tickets that they don't have to sell. Now, granted, I don't want, because we normally have 100 models in our shows. Of course, due to COVID, it's not going to be 100, but for this year. So, but I don't want 100 models selling 100 tickets, because then, that's going to fill up my whole show. I don't want just, grandmama and aunties in my show. It's still only a certain amount of tickets that, can be sold for, models and, regular people. And as producers, we set aside certain tickets for, the heavy hitters to be in the audience.
Mm-hmm.
So just a little nugget.
Like the VIP.
The VIPs. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's good information, because I'm beyond. I'm one of those models. They be like, hold on. I'm not trying to do no show for free. No, pay me. But I think it's because of the fact that I was with the agency too. That when you get booked for a job, they're making sure you get paid.
They making sure you get paid, but you're with an agency. That's different. Yeah. So when you have an agency, that's something totally different. You got an agency, your agent is supposed to make sure you get paid, because the agent is talking on your behalf, and also it makes you look more professional. Mm-hmm. But when you got Betsy from down the street talking about, I just decided to start modeling like 3 weeks ago, and I did 5 shows at the mall and then 2 shows at the high school down the street, and then looking at me like, oh, are you gonna pay me? No, for what? What am I getting from paying you? When I pay Cynthia Bailey 10 grand, I'm getting that back. But I'm not getting nothing back if I'm tossing you a couple $100. How am I gonna get that couple $100 back plus some? How am I getting that back plus some? Yeah. It's a numbers game.
Yeah, and I think also when it comes to having your own agency and having someone represent you, it's beneficial in a sense of, and also if you're not with an agency, but you were with the agency and then you are no longer with the agency, also building that rapport with those people, networking.
Oh yeah.
So they think of you when the next time the show pops up. That's how I get most of my stuff, because when I do,
and then they typically already know your fee, because you was working with the agency, so a lot of times that fee still stays the same.
Yep.
And you don't even have to bring it back up, which is also a plus.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I'm like, people are like, well, how are you still booking the same people? I was like, because number one, I follow up and I reach out. And even when I'm a little nervous and I'm like, I don't know, they might think that I'm calling them because I want something. I do want something. I want to be on the runway.
I want you to keep me in mind the next time you have something.
Exactly.
Like, yes. A lot
of people, that's why I say a closed mouth never get fed. If you don't say nothing, you ain't gonna get nothing.
Exactly. Like, you gotta, it's a yin yang in this industry. Like, you help me help you.
Exactly.
And so, if you come in with your hands out, you're gonna get a bunch of stares. Like, who is this? She don't even got no name.
And again, also if you plan on doing, or if you're going to sit there and tell them like, I want to be a part of the show and this is what I can do for you, then you need to make sure you can deliver too. Don't just say it
Oh yeah.
and you can't deliver.
Oh yeah,
You gotta.
definitely.
It's a give and a take.
It is a give and take, and you got to make sure you keep open communication.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I like when I tell somebody I'm gonna do something, I try to make sure that I do it regardless. If I don't
Yeah.
do it, you know just know something happened because
Yeah.
because I'm normally the type, especially I feel like my word is my bond, and if I forget, I'm like, oh shoot, nope, I gotta fix it now. Let me do it now. But
Oh yeah.
yes, girl. So let's talk about, because not only do you have FTM Fashion Week, and you also have Farbe, which is a magazine. How did the magazine come about? Because she's just doing it.
Oh,
Got a
hold on.
magazine, got the Fashion Week. Yes, and it's beautiful. I'm professional. See, look at presentation. So
Yeah,
how did you come up with the idea of even starting a magazine?
So, trying to make sure we had reputable magazine companies at our Fashion Week is pretty much how we came up with it. Um, it was my previous team from year two of Fashion Week who suggested that I just make my own magazine. I was like, you know what? That's not a bad idea. But I'm not trying to be stuck doing it by myself. But of course, I'm stuck doing it by myself, which is okay. And that's one of the reasons why at first I was only doing it twice a year. Now I'm doing it 4 times a year because I got my flow where I can, still do it by myself and not really have to have a full team just for the magazine. So, but it's pretty, it's I love it. I love doing it. And I love being able to provide opportunities for models who wouldn't normally have the opportunity to like grace a cover or be in a magazine. This is one, I don't know if you can see that. This is one young lady local here in Jacksonville.
I know she was so excited.
Yes, so excited to be on the cover. And I was able to do a full story on her, put her on the cover. And it doesn't have to, be based on skin, complexions and size and experience, how long you've been in the game. And so I love having that ability to do that for models, and business owners, because I've put a few business owners on the cover as well. So it's been it's been a nice journey. And Farbe actually means colors in German. And so about to only put people of color on the cover because there's plenty of magazines out here for, the blonde blue eyes. So it's not too many out here for the colors. So, and colors does not necessarily mean just African Americans. I have an Ethiopian on here. I have Spanish on here. Like this is this is Miss Earth. She's on here and she's actually Spanish, of Spanish descent. I have someone Asian descent on the cover. She's Asian.
Okay, I see her.
Yeah, so and then I have, some of my, and then I have my sister. We got that on there.
I know that's right. Well, I want you to tell everybody where they can reach you.
All right. So you guys can reach me at thereallatoyascott.com. And then also on Facebook. Facebook and Instagram is also The Real Latoya Scott.